Hi, welcome to Driving TV, and I hope you are well. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about reversing. Many learners, they get confused about reversing. When it comes to reversing, many learners, they don't know which way to steer. And when they do steer, they don't know which way the car is going. For them to bring the car the way they want, they don't know which way to steer. So for you to understand about reverse, this is what the video is all about. Let's start the lesson. Okay, so like I said, this video is all about for you to understand reversing. Going forward is easy. You just steer the way you want to go. The problem is when you're reversing, which way do you steer? And if you steer, which way is the car going? Many learners, they get confused. So let's talk about reversing, okay? So first of all, for you to understand about reversing is, firstly, the position of your body, the position of yourself. How should you position when you're reversing? Remember, when the car is going backwards, you need to be looking at the back through the window over your shoulder, because that's the way the car is going. When you are going forward, this is the front. When you're reversing, this becomes the front. So that's the way you should be looking. The question is, can I just use the mirror? Or can I use the reverse camera on my dashboard? No, mainly you should be looking at the back, because that's the way you're going. That's the way you should be looking. Yes, get help from the mirror and the camera, but you should be looking at the back mainly. So that's the way you should be looking. And every now and again, look everywhere, making sure everything is safe. So number one is, which way should you be looking? Looking at the back. The mirror, it doesn't cover everything. So you should be looking at the back mainly. Mirror every now and again, but look at the back mainly. Secondly, the position of your body. Try to move your body slightly this way, so that way it'll be easier. I mean, imagine you're sitting here, how are you going to look? It is difficult for you to look at the back. So position yourself slightly that way, so then that way you could look at that way. Next thing is, where do I hold the wheel? If the car is going in a straight line, you could hold on the top at 12 o'clock, and you could have the left hand on your lap, or you could have the back of the passenger seat and you drive like that, or you reverse like that, okay? But then when you need to steer, you need to bring both hands on the wheel. You can't steer with one hand. You should be steering with both hands. So when the car is going in a straight line, you could hold with one hand. When you need to steer, bring both hands. I say keep both hands on the wheel and look at the back. That way you can't go wrong, because then your hand is there or there somewhere else, and then you might just try to steer with one hand. So I say keep both hands on the wheel, but you could have one hand on the wheel when the car is going in a straight line. If you need to steer, both hands on the wheel. Does that make sense? Okay. The next thing is the seat belt. Do you need to have the seat belt on when you're reversing? No, you don't have to. When you're going forward, it's by law in the UK, you have to have the seat belt on. When you're reversing, you could take the seat belt off. But that's the choice. If I were you, I would leave it on, especially for the test, because just say in the test, you are doing a maneuver or a parking and you take the seat belt off, but then before you move off again, maybe you forget to put the seat belt back on again. If you just move slightly forward and then you remember and then you put it back on, you probably will fail your test because you went forward without the seat belt on. Because putting the seat belt on is by law. It is not a choice. You have to put the seatbelt on. And if you don't, going forward, you will fail. So if I were you, I would leave it on. You have a choice. You could take it off when you're reversing. But like I said in the test, if you forget to put the seatbelt on before going forward, you will fail. So I say leave it on. Don't take it off. So these are the few things you need to remember. The other thing is, if you are doing the reversing or learning in a manual car, then you will be dealing with the clutch. So make sure you know how the clutch works. Make sure you understand the clutch control, how much the clutch comes up, how much putting the clutch down to control. Make sure you understand that. If it's an automatic, then it's only the gas and the brake. So depending on what type of car you're driving, are you driving a manual car or are you driving an automatic? The controlling will depend on that, okay? Now the main thing about the reversing, like I said in the beginning, is many learners, they get confused which way to steer. That is the main problem, and this is where we're going to work on mainly in this video, okay? Now let's understand first. So say you are reversing and your car is far from the pavement. you are too far from the pavement and you need to come into the pavement. For you to come into the pavement, which way do you need to steer? That is a big question many learners need to understand, okay? So if you need to come into the pavement, which way do you need to steer? So let's talk about that, okay? So say you're driving forward, okay? So you're driving along. I'm not talking about reversing now. I'm talking about going forward. When you are going forward, driving as normal, if you need to go left, which way do you steer? You steer left. If you need to go right, you need to do, which way do you steer? You steer right. So for us to drive forward, for us to go left, we steer left. For us to go right, we steer right, because this is the front when we are driving. When we are reversing, like I said, this becomes the front, because that's the way we are going. So if that becomes the front, which way do we steer? That front needs to go left, you steer left. It needs to go right, you steer right. Simple as that. Okay, so the way you want to take the back of your car, that's the way you steer. If the back needs to go left, you steer left. If the back needs to go right, you steer right. Okay, so I'm driving. This is my car. I'm holding the wheel. I'm looking at the back and I see my car is too far from the pavement, which means I need to go towards the pavement. I steer towards the pavement. I need to go away from the pavement. I stay away from the pavement. Do you get that? This is really important for you to remember. Make sure you remember this. The way you want to take the back, that's the way you steer. You need to go into the pavement, you steer in. You need to go away from the pavement, you steer out. Number one. Number two, for you to close the gap the way you want to go, don't steer too much. That's the problem. Many, they keep on steering and then they get confused. Not only the steering, not only where the car is going, also they get confused with the steering because they don't know what the steering is. They've been steering too much. Now they don't know where the steering is. So they're confused with the steering as well as which way to take the car. So make sure you steer only slightly, little bit. So maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When I say minutes, meaning imagine this is the clock or a watch. If this is a clock, this will be 12 o'clock. This is 6 o'clock. So imagine if that was a clock, 5 minutes towards left, if you need to go left and hold. If the gap is quite big, do 15 minutes. And then when the car goes in, 15 back and 15 the other way to get the car straight. So let me make that clear for you. If you need to take the car in, you steer 15, car comes in. When the car comes in, and that's how much you want to go, what do you do now? Because when you do 15, car goes in, but then your car becomes in an angle. The back goes in, where is the front? Front is out. So now you've gone in, what do you have to do? Get the front, come in. What do you do? So you take the 15 and do the 15 the other way, which is going to make your car come straight. When it's straight, take the wheel back. So 15 goes in. When the car goes in, front is out, take 15 back, do 15 the other way, makes your car straight, and when the car is straight, take 15 back. Can you remember that? I'm going to repeat, even if you don't like it, because that's the way you're going to learn. So you need to come in, do 15, car comes in, car comes in, car is gone to the pavement, front is out now, what do? Take 15 back, do 15 the other way, front comes in, when the car is straight, 15 back, keep it straight, and go back. Can you remember that? If you could remember those things, and if you could understand the theory behind it, how the reversing works, how the steering works, how to close the gap, that way it doesn't matter how big the gap is, whichever way you want to take the car in reversing, you'll never be a problem because you know how it works, you know the theory. Unless you understand what's happening, it is difficult for you to correct. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about the reversing. Hopefully this will give you the understanding of reversing. So when you're reversing and you are steering, what is actually happening? So imagine this is the road and this is the steering. Okay, this is the steering, that's the road. And just say there is a car here. This is the car, okay, and it's facing that way and you want to reverse. okay, coming that way. This is the steering, okay. So at the moment, as you can see, there's a big gap here between your car and the pavement, and what you want to do is you want to close the gap. You want to come in closer to the pavement and get the car in line, okay. So what is it that you need to do? You need to understand which way to steer, how much to steer, and you need to have that understanding. Many learners, like I said, they don't have that understanding of steering and reversing. They don't understand which way to steer and how much to steer. Okay, first of all, decide how big the gap is. For you to steer, it will depend how big the gap is. So say this is the gap, I would say do 15 minutes or do half an hour. So imagine this is your steering. This is 12 o'clock. This is 6 o'clock. Imagine this is a clock. So if this was a clock, you will straight now. This is 12 o'clock and this is 6 o'clock. Okay? First, we need to decide the gap, how big the gap is. So now we've decided with this gap, we're going to do half an hour steering, 30 minutes. Okay? So we know the gap and we know how much steering. Next, we need to know is which way are we going to steer. This is the back of your car. So the back of your car, which way do you want to take the back? Left or right? You want to take it left, you steer left. If it was right, you would steer right. Do you get that? Okay. So back needs to go left, you need to steer left. Back needs to go right, you need to steer right. Done. Okay, so now we know how big the gap is and we know which way you're going to steer and how much we're going to steer. So we're going to do half an hour. Which way? Left. So we steer left half an hour towards left and we reverse. So which way is the car going to go? It's going to go slowly. Make sure your speed is low. That's another thing. Make sure you keep your speed low. So if you are learning in a manual car, you need to do the clutch control, and if it's automatic, it's only the gas and the brake. Okay, keep your speed low, go really slowly, and because you've already done the steering, slowly the car is going to go in slowly. If you think it's taking too long, you could increase that. Okay, but how much you increase, make sure you remember, so you know. Many learners, what they do is they keep on steering and then they lose the track of how much they've steered. We've done half an hour and the car is going. If you think it's taking too long, you could increase that. It's going to go quicker, but leave it for 30 minutes now. So it's going, and then you need to decide how much do you want to go. Say you here, that's how much you want to go. The back is around here. This is your car. So now with that 30 minutes, what happened? The back went in, didn't it? But the front is where it's out. So 30 minutes made your back go in, but the front is out. Now you need to take the front in, okay, which means you need to steer the other way. So that's how much we want to go. Now we're going to take that back to 12 o'clock and then do 30 minutes the other way. This way 30 minutes made your back go in, take it back, and then the other way 30 minutes will get your car slowly get the car straight. Then you wait until the car is straight. Once the car is straight, what do? Take it back. Now the car is straight. So the car is straight, the wheel is straight. I hope you get that, okay? Now let's talk about what happens when you steer by it's taking too long, okay? So say you want to go in like before. So you decided you're going to do half an hour. So you've done half an hour towards left and the car is going in. But it's taking too long. You want to go back quicker. So do another half an hour. So now you've done 1 hour. Okay? So now the car is going quicker. Instead of going longer, it's going to go quicker. Okay? Because you've done more steering. It's going to go quicker. So it's going quicker. You don't want to go anymore. So what do you do now? You don't want to go anymore. So that's how much you want to go. So what do you do now? Now you take the wheel back where it was. And then what do? Do 1 hour the other way. What's that going to do? Slowly make your car go straight. Wait until the car is straight. What do you do now? take 1 hour back. Do you get it? I hope that makes sense. Let's go and do some practice and let's see how it works. Okay, so we're going to go first away from the pavement, and then we're going to try to close the gap. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we're going to go forward away from the pavement, and then we're going to try to close the gap to the pavement, get the car straight. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we're going to move off and go away from the pavement. Okay, so we're going to go around. Here. Okay, about here. Okay, so how far are we? We're quite far from the pavement, right? So say you are doing a parking or something, or maybe a maneuver, and now you are away from the pavement. How do we go in? Okay, the gap is quite big, so we need to steer enough for us to go in. Okay, so I'm going to make my position to slightly that way. I'm going to leave my seatbelt on, and I'm going to have both hands on the wheel, not just one. Okay, so I'm going to look around if it's safe, put the clutch down, and I'm going to go to reverse gear. This is a manual car, so I'm going to be dealing with the clutch. Okay, slightly gas and clutch to the biting, and just to the biting and hold. I'm sure you know the clutch control. There are other videos on my channel regards to the clutch control. Watch those to understand more, but briefly I'm just going to go when I'm reversing. Okay, so when I go back, keep the car straight. Okay, now I could see it's quite far from the pavement, so we need to go in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do half an hour according to the distance. So it's quite far, I need quite a lot to go in, so I'm going to do half an hour, 30 minutes towards left. Why? Because we are going left. We need to go into the pavement. We steered in half an hour. Okay, I'm going to do the clutch control, clutch with the biting, looking around, and the car is going in. This car is going in. Okay, how much do I need to go in? I'm going to be looking at the pavement, sorry, looking at the side mirror, look at the back mainly. That's the way the car is going. And how much do I need to go in? About this much, about this much. Okay, now the back is in, whereas the front is out. So what do I need to do? Back is in by half an hour, but the front is out. I take half an hour back, and what do I do now? Do half an hour the other way. So what do? I just go in and I wait. And I keep looking at the mirror, look at the back, look at the mirror, look at the back mainly. Is it going to touch the pavement? No, it's fine. I could also do more steering if I want to, but I'm just showing you with half an hour. If I think it's going to hit, I could do more steering, a little bit more. Why? Because that's going to make it a little bit more quicker to come in. Okay, so is it straight? Is it straight? Is now straight. What do I do now? Take as much as I took the other way, take it back. The wheel is straight now, go a little bit back, wheel is straight, stop, handbrake on, neutral, rest my feet. Okay, just one tip add on there. So I did half an hour, didn't I, in the beginning? So I came in, and then I had to get the front come in. So I did half an hour, but it wasn't going quick enough. So what did I do? I stayed a little bit more to go in quicker, and then take back as much as I took the other way. Okay, so I did half an hour, and then I did another 15, which is 45. So then when the car is straight, what do? Take 45 back. Does it make sense? Let me tell you again. Let me show you one more time. Okay, so say I am here. I'm here, okay? I'm away from the pavement. My car, I need to go reverse. So reverse in. So this gap is 15 minutes I'm going to do. I'll do half an hour actually, okay? The gap is quite big. I'll do half an hour. So I did half an hour, okay? So I go in. I'm going in, okay? What if I want to go in more quicker? What do? I could do another 15 minutes, which is now 45 minutes. Why? Because I need to go quicker. Done. So it's 45 now, okay? Done. Now about here, what do now? Take the wheel back, okay? And what do? I need to get the car straight. I do 45 minutes, 45. So what happens now? Car is going straight. It's getting straight. Okay, it's getting straight. Is it getting straight? It's nearly straight. Okay, get the wheel straight. Good. I'm still far from the pavement. What do? I'm going to do 15 minutes towards left again. Okay, so what's that going to do? It's going to go in. Okay, so I did again. 15 minutes, about this much. I'm going to take it back, do 15 the other way, 15 the other way, There we go. And the car is straight. Get the wheel straight. Inch back. Stop. Okay. Okay. What do you think? Do you understand that? So you don't have to be a robot. If you do 15 minutes and if you think it's not going in quick enough, do a little bit more, but just remember how much you're doing. Make sure you remember that, because you need to remember, otherwise you're going to get confused with the steering. So I did half an hour. I thought I need more to go in quicker. I did another 15, which is 45 minutes. And then when the car goes in, to get the front come in, get the wheel straight, do 45 minutes the other way. When the car comes in, get the wheel straight. And then if you feel it's not in, I'm still far, do it again. Do another 15, go a little bit more, 15 back and 15 the other way. Can you understand that? So the basic principle, the basic theory of reversing in regards to steering is you do the steering as much as you need, meaning depending on the gap. If the gap is only little, do little steering. And remember how much you've done. Get the back going. When the back goes in, take the wheel back where it was and do as much as you need the other way. When the car is straight, get the wheel straight. Does it make sense? Okay, so for example, let me just show you. So say I am only this much. This is not that far, but it's still a little far from the pavement. Okay, so this much. This is not too much. It's only little from the pavement. Maybe you've done the parking, the maneuver, the parallel parking, and maybe you finished it and it looks slightly too much slightly away from the pavement. You just want to go a little bit in. So what do? Reverse, just a little bit, maybe 15. Yeah, 15. Or you could do 5, 10. So say you've done 15. Okay, so what's the 15 is going to do? It's going to go in. It's going in. 15. Keep it 15. Keep it 15. Like I said, if you want to go quicker, you could do a little bit more. But make sure how much more you're doing. So I'm doing 15 now. It's going in. It's going in. I'm not looking at the back as much because I'm just showing you. Remember, when you're reversing, look at the back mainly, okay? So I'm going. I want to go this much. What do I do now? The front is out. Take it back and do 15 the other way, okay? And I'm going in. Is it straight? 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 It's straight. Get the wheel back. Done. Okay, let me show you one more trick. Okay, so I am here. So I am now here. Okay, and I want to go in. 15 minutes, and the car goes in. Car goes in. I'm looking around. Car goes in. Car goes in. Okay, and I think I need to go this much. What do? Wheel back and do 15 the other way. I've done 15. Okay, and now he's going in. It's getting straight. It's getting straight. Is it straight? Is it straight? Nearly straight. And okay, the wheel straight, and you go back. Done. Okay. One more thing I want to show you. So say you've gone forward. Okay, and you want to go back, close that gap. I done 15 minutes towards in. Okay, and 15 in, and say I've gone this much. Okay, this much. I go the wheel straight and I'm doing 15 the other way. Okay, and it looks I'm going too close. I'm going to hit the pavement. What's the best thing to do? I got a choice, either to steer more to see if I'm going to make it, which I'm going to make it, and once it's straight, get the wheel straight, or if I think it's going to hit the pavement, first thing to do, first gear, go forward, and then go back again, and then go back again. Okay, is that okay? Okay, one more thing. Say you are doing parallel parking. Okay, so I'm going to use this car. So say parallel parking. So I'm here. So I'm here now. Okay, I go to reverse gear and I'm going to do parallel parking. I'm looking around and I go here. I do one left. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. I hear one right. Okay, and say I have gone to the pavement here, and around here I'm going to do full right lock. Okay, around here full right lock. I did full right lock, and looks like I'm going to hit the pavement. Just say it looks like I'm going to hit the pavement. What do you think I should do? Go forward, get the car straight here again, go to reverse gear, and then go back again. Here, full right lock, look around. Okay, when the car is straight, look at the front, get the car straight, and done. Okay, so if you feel you've done the steering, but you've just gone too close and it looks you're going to hit the pavement, what do? Go forward again and do that again. Okay, now let's talk about keeping the car in a straight line. Okay, we need to keep the car in a straight line. Reverse gear, I go the wheel straight, car is straight, and I'm going straight. Looking at the back. Remember, when the car is going back, look at the back mainly. I'm making this video just for you to understand reversing, so I'm not looking at the back as much because I'm talking to you, but make sure when you're reversing, mainly look at the back, and every now and again look around. Okay, so I go the car straight and I'm going to keep it straight. Done. That's it. Both hands on the wheel, or I could have one hand and one hand there. I'm going straight. Okay, so it's going straight. What if I'm going towards the pavement? What do I do now? Just away a little bit, away from pavement, and it's fine. It's gone out. Cut straight, get the wheel straight. Done. Okay, done. I need to go in a little bit more, slightly more, get the wheel straight. I'm going to the pavement, away a little bit more, and this way. Okay, so remember, the amount you do the other way, do the opposite the other way. So say you want to go in a little bit more. So I do 15 minutes. It goes in there. Okay, now take it back, do 15 the other way. Car is straight, get the wheel straight. Okay, so remember, when you steer to go in, do as much as you need. So 15, that takes the back in, but then for you need to get the front in. So what do? Do 15 the opposite the other way. Okay, so basically I need to go in a little bit more, just say 15, straight, 15 the other way, straight, get the wheel straight. Done. And I'm keeping the car in a straight line. It's going out a little bit, slightly out, in, when the car is in, there, and the other way, done. Car is in a straight line. Can you see? Can you see? There we go. I'm keeping the car in a straight line. Done. Beautiful. I'm close to the pavement. I'm close to the pavement. And this much. Do you understand that? So I hope this video helps, and I hope you understand the reversing. The more you understand the theory, more better you're going to do, because you know what to do. Don't just guess, because by guessing, you might fluke it this time, but then next time it might not happen. It might not go your way. If you understand the theory, if you understand how it works, then it is easier for you to correct, easier for you to do if something goes wrong. So not just reversing, anything in driving, anything in life really, if you don't really understand the theory, you don't really know how to correct if it goes wrong. And the reason of this video, reversing, is because many learners, like I said, they get confused. They get confused which way to steer to take the car. And when they do take it, how much to steer back to get the car straight. One of the most important things to remember is when you steer in, back goes in. The whole car doesn't go in, the back goes in. Front is now out. This is when the learner gets confused. What do you do now? Take the wheel back, do opposite the other way as much as you need to get the car straight. And then when the car is straight, get the wheel straight. So 15, back goes in, 15 back, 15 the other way, front comes in, 15 back, on the car is straight. If you could remember that, you will never go wrong when it comes to reversing. I have other videos on my channel about reversing. Watch the other ones as well. Watch this one a few times for you to understand. Because in the beginning, it can be confusing. It can be a bit complex for learners in the beginning. Once you know the theory, once you've done a few times, after a few practice, you should be fine. You should be flying when it comes to reversing. Okay? So sit, watch this video a few times, watch the other videos a few times, go through, understand the theory, and then practice a few times. You'll be fine. Reversing will be piece of cake for you. If you need extra help on learning to drive and to pass the driving test, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course, which gives everything a learner needs. The course has all the things a learner needs to learn to drive and to pass the driving test. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read. If you like it, you could always join the course. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps. If it did, please do give a thumbs up. Please do make a comment what you think of the video, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so don't miss any of my future videos, and hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.